Huddersfield almost signed me. They used to hammer me. I used to score against them all the time. I used to run straight to them as if to say, this is what you could have had.
We are back. Welcome along to another edition of Early Doors. And this one is an absolute belter. It's going to be, well, I'm actually so excited for this one. The one and only Sir Rickie Lambert is our guest today.
He will be joining us. What a man.
I just got straight in there because on previous episodes, I've taken too long, apparently, according to you, Matt, to get into who the guest is. So I've gone straight out there. But let me give you the full introduction you deserve. It's the one and only legend, Matt Lattis!
The God. We love him.
And we also are joined...
7 show today.
It is,
number
isn't it?
7 show.
Why is that significant, Matt?
Because that's the shirt we both wore, Tom.
Okay. We both wore. I'd never wore a number 7.
Me and Rickie.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm only winding you up Early Doors. We're also joined by the one Rocket, producer Rocket. Thank you very much, Rocket.
Rocket.
So where do we start? Obviously, we know Rickie Lambert, Sir Rickie Lambert, number 7, as well as you. But we have to talk about it contractually because it's in the script. Let's talk about the South Coast derby, Matt. Let's get into it. We'd like to know your thoughts on that. We weren't sat that far apart. I came up. Little ceremonial handshake, a little bow, and then I scuttled away to let you enjoy it.
You did indeed.
And then it felt like it never really got started.
It was, I think the word that sprung to mind straight after the final whistle went was underwhelming. I think that was the word that came right into my head. It was like, what just happened there?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't, like, with all the great build-up and the atmosphere before the game, and then the game kicked off and it was just a little bit flat. It was a little bit flat, and it was a little bit disappointing. The lack of quality from both teams. I think there was maybe a nervousness about the whole situation, about the whole game itself, and that kind of played out in the quality of the football that we saw, I think.
Yeah, it just was edgy, anticlimactic. It just didn't have the first 0-0 since 1924 between these two sides. You would have gone into the game thought there's definitely a goal, there's definitely maybe a red card. That's what we assume as a derby.
Yeah,
and none of that happened. I think the only exciting thing really happened was there was a goalkeeping change.
The twins.
The twins.
The twin goalkeepers, yes.
Did you notice that? Well, they looked identical. I was like, keeper's coming off. And then I looked down at the subscription like, for an identical like-for-like keeper.
My daughter actually said to me, Dad, they've got twin goalkeepers. I went, I don't think they are. She went, no, look.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, they got different surnames though. Probably not twins.
I know. But I'm curious to know, producer Rocket, it was your first South Coast derby.
It was my first.
And his last as well. Brutal. What did you make of it? You were here for the first time.
Yeah, no, I loved it. Atmosphere was great. Pre-game, obviously got to chat to a few of the fans, which was great. Everyone was excited. A lot of the youngsters, it was their first ever derby day. So they were excited. And yeah, the game just didn't deliver. No. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but there were chances.
One of those days.
There were a couple of chances, but not really. So now everyone's thinking Fratton Park then it is. Down the road, that's going to be the big one.
Was that January 24th, 25th, something
around
like that?
then,
Yeah. Are you going to go?
I don't know. Are you going to go?
Will you get a ticket?
No. I might do.
I mean, I obviously, I'm...
Would you be in with the fans? Because I tell you what, that would excite fans right now to know Matt Lattis is going to be in the way end with all the other fans.
That might be fun.
That could be.
I mean, the last time I went down there was not for a competitive game. It was not pretty for me because I was covering it for Sky at the time, and we got hammered 4-1, which wasn't a great memory. So I'd like to go down there and actually feel a better result.
Yeah. Well, I was there for the cup game, the 4-0, and it was a party. It was an amazing atmosphere. Yeah. And then you could be like, I've seen in the past, James Beattie has been sat in with the away fans, Franny Benali.
Yeah, no, I'd love to go down. I'd love to go down. And I actually played in a football match down there a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So yeah. I did. Yeah, I got a bit of stick, but it wasn't too bad.
Well, let's see. Well, let's see if we can get down there because I tell you what, the boys need the support. And hey, let's see what happened in the result. It definitely wasn't a loss though. So
it definitely wasn't a loss, but you know, it's another couple of points that we're perhaps further away from the top of the table. So we've got to start winning games a bit quickly.
Okay, well that's covered. That is covered. The Pompey game is covered. I'll tell you what we'll do. For something actually, can we just mention it quickly before we move on? So Rickie Lambert is on his way. I found out about you, Matt, about maybe 10 minutes ago. You don't drink coffee. This is our first coffee break opportunity. You do not drink.
No, never drank a cup of coffee in my life.
Outrageous. So we're going to take a break right now. Have a coffee. If you're Matt, water, a tea.
Yeah, and I've never had a pint of beer either.
Okay, well, this is a revelation show. Wow. I'm loving it. We'll take a break. When we come back, we shall have the one and only Sir Rickie Lambert with us.
Go on, Ricky.
Yeah. Come on, Rick.
Well, hold that applause because I feel like, Matt, this introduction, it needs to be big for this guest today.
It certainly does, mate.
He is a true Saints legend. He played for the club from 2009 until 2014. He made 235 appearances. That many, 235 in that time. And get this, right? Wait for this. He scored 117 goals. It can only be one person.
Incredible.
It's Sir Rickie Lambert.
What a man.
Fellas, you okay?
We are very well.
All good, mate. Good to see you.
Great to have
Thanks
you
for getting me on.
Early doors, Ricky. 117 goals. First of all, just not that there's any rivalry in any way, shape or form. You both wore the number 7, but 117 goals. Did you score more than that, Matt?
Oh, I did. I just got 209, but he was only there 5 years. I had 16 years to do that. Brilliant. I mean, he only had to play another 200 games and he would have overtaken me, to be fair.
Yeah.
I was slowing down by the end, Matt, I'll be honest.
Ricky, we've got to ask straight away. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Are you keeping well?
I'm good, thank you. As Matt knows, I've took up golf, so that is my new hobby at the minute. But no, life's good, mate. I pulled away from Wigan at the minute, so I'm not in a coaching role as of yet. So I'm just enjoying being with the kids and playing golf.
Oh, that's not bad. It's not a bad life, is it?
What a life.
Pulling away from coaching, more time for yourself to get on the golf.
I think I've had a good influence on him.
Yeah, okay.
Playing more golf, less work.
You're both wearing glasses now. Is this a new thing, Ricky? How long have you been wearing glasses?
Oh, do you know what? It's been coming on for a few years now, and it's got to the point where I have to wear them. It's no longer a choice.
Well, listen, you had no issues finding the goal. I want to talk about some of your goals a bit more, but we've just had the South Coast Derby. Myself and Matt have broken it down. You scored at Fratton Park, no less. What is it? What's the feeling like to score in a South Coast Derby?
It's like a explosion of your wildest emotions. It was incredible because you've got a lot of tension leading up to that game. So when you score to break the deadlock at their place, it was like an explosion. I wanted to rip my top off. Ran over to the fans. It was amazing, absolutely amazing feeling. Yeah.
Would it have been like a Dusan Tadic moment at United with a 6-pack as well, Ricky?
Oh no, that's why my top didn't come off.
Love it.
You were allowed to express yourself, Ricky, especially after scoring a penalty or two. Some of those celebrations that you had, some ones that stand out for you. Maybe one of your favourite goals you scored for Saints.
Oh, the celebration. Oh, there was a few. I always liked scoring against fans who'd been giving me stick. I mean, there's nothing better, honestly, as a footballer, when you've been getting hammered and then it's your chance to shut them up. I mean, I can remember early doors for Southampton. Huddersfield almost signed me, and I ended up going to Southampton. So when I played Huddersfield, they used to hammer me. I used to score against them all the time. I used to run behind, straight to them, as if to say, this is what you could have had. But like Stockport County as well, they hammered me. I scored a pen at their place and give it that one. I love them celebrations, mate. I think it was Aston Villa as well in the Premier League. I gave it that one. Better.
I had a nice one once. I didn't realise until after I watched the game, really. But we played against West Ham on the last day of the season. And we had a free kick on the edge of the box in front of their fans. And obviously, at the time, I'm focused on the game. When I watched the goal back, so I stuck it in the top corner. When I watched the goal back, you could hear in the crowd behind the goal, we're all singing, big nose. He's got a big nose. And as I stood up to take the free kick and smashed it in the top corner, the song just stopped immediately. Brilliant. Thank you very much. That's the way to shut them up.
That is.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. In terms of, just before we move on and talk a little bit more about you, Rickie, for the Saints or the games that you have seen played this season, how do you reckon the rest of the season is going to pan out for Saints?
So I feel like, and this is like from someone outside, I've only watched a few games, but what it seems is that he's got the players on board and he's got the fans on board. I just think the structure in the formation, especially tackling-wise, hasn't really clicked yet. So I'm just waiting to see that, because in the Championship, to get out, you need to score goals. You need to create chances and you need to score goals. And I think we've got the players. I just don't think it's clicked yet. So when that clicks, I think like we're not far off the playoffs, even though we're in 15th. So I'm feeling optimistic. I think the way he speaks, the way he comes across, I like. And the fact that he's got trolls there and the fact that he's got ads in there, I like the look of it.
Right, Saints are off to Hull this weekend. Matt, I thought because we've got Rickie on, we should use the Vault. To look back on one of the finest team performances during his time at the club. This is a 4-1 win over Hull from November 2013. Have a look at this.
What a performance.
The win here could take them up to second in the Premier League table, a place they've never occupied in the Premier League era. Ward-Prowse gets the ball back to Klein, who took the throw. Klein will dart to the byline, looks to hang it towards the back stick. Up goes Lambert, nods it across. Schneidlin with the header! And Morgan Schneidlin does have his first goal of the season. A clean header from 8 yards out. No chance for Steve Harper. And it hasn't taken Saints too long to break Hull City down. They've been dominant from the off, and they've got their reward. Schneidlin's first of the season. Southampton 1, Hull City 0.
Well, as that ball's come in, guess what? It's Lambert getting to the back of his favourite position.
That's a good ball from Lambert, who's turned it into the path of Lallana. That's a bad tackle. It's a penalty. Steve Harper's in trouble. Now Phil Dowd gets the hook out. Lallana was sped through. He made a lovely run down the inside left. Lambert fouled him. I'm not sure he was going to score from it, but we'll see what the referee says. He has scored 32 of these last 32 penalties. He lines up in front of the northern end, right-footed. And Rickie Lambert has his fourth of the season. And Saints are 2-0 up against Hull City, and they are totally in command of this match after a blistering half an hour. In the one game, the 2-0 match up there, and the 2-1 win here, an own goal helped not as much as Jos Hooiveldt's header, as Lallana spins away from trouble, has the ball down the inside left, great feet, he's gone past 3 players into the box, brilliant play, oh what a goal from Adam Lallana!
What a goal that is!
What a way to celebrate your call up to the England team! That is beautiful from Adam Lallana. He showed great feet down the inside left. He's danced past 3 defenders, and the Saints skipper has, from a narrow angle, curled it low past Steve Harper. If that was Dennis Bergkamp or Eric Cantona, that'll get replayed all over the world. From the back, Wanyama's giving it away. That's dreadful. Didn't look where he was. Sagbo, 20 yards out, shoots and scores. And Victor Wanyama's error has given Hull City a way back into this game. And all Sagbo had to do was place that pass after Boric. And it doesn't get more sloppy than that. Rodriguez, we're desperate to get on the score sheet this afternoon, hasn't managed it. But Cork helps it onto Klein out on the right wing. Infield now to Rodriguez. Nice touch. Klein on the right side gets the cross into the penalty. Stephen Davis, 4-1.
That's the goal.
Jones hits it 12 yards out, and that does put this game to bed. Davis has his first Premier League goal of the season, and Saints have finished the game off in style. 4-1 they lead Hull City. Using him a dummy, tries to feed it into Ward-Prowse, and Phil Dowd says that is it. Southampton are third in the Premier League table after a scintillating first half, set of a terrific victory over Hull City here this afternoon.
Tell you what, some fantastic goals there, Rickie.
Absolutely.
Absolute peaches. What are your memories of that game?
I remember we were flying. It was at the beginning of the season, and we really started well. And that was like kind of a game that we had in the Championship where we all looked at each other and just thought, this is gonna be a good season. This like that. It was a Premier League. We were playing against Premier League players, Premier League team, and we destroyed them. I think Adam was on fire that game. I can just remember Ads trying to give the ball to Ads as much as possible, because normally when he's even not on it, he's a top player. But when he's on it, it's very important to give that type of player the ball as much as possible. So that's all I can remember is give Ads the ball in any situation and he'll create something. And I just remember enjoying the game. Like when it's like that, and Matt will tell you, I love scoring, but I love being involved in the game. I love getting involved in the little 1-2s, coming short, and it just all clicked. It felt like if I came short, Adam or J-Rod or someone was going long, and they couldn't stop us. They had no way of stopping the front three that day. It was brilliant to be a part of.
Well, that team that day was incredible. So we had Artur Boruc in goal, Klein, Lovren, Fonte, Luke Shaw, Schneiderlin, Wanyama, James Ward-Prowse, Adam Lallana, Jay Rodriguez, and yourself. And then the subs that came on were Stephen Davis, Jack Cork, and Danny Osvaldo. Do you fully appreciate at the time just how good that team was? It's mad.
Wow. Do you know what? Obviously, when you're in the midst of it, you just and I was part of so many squads, so many teams. You kind of just get on with it. But when I look back, I mean, wow, that is unbelievable. It's and the manager, just like I said, I've said it before. It was the foundation, wasn't it? It was the foundation of what came for the next few years, and the players that came in, because they kept the core of the players. It was just amazing time to be a part of. And we wasn't in any Europe, and it was week to week basically. So Poch had us all week drilling us down tactically, the high press, the defensive style, and the imagination of the players. It was all clicking together, and we were fit as hell. I can just remember surviving Poch's first pre-season and just feeling amazing for it. So it was just like on the crest of a wave. Really, it was amazing.
How brutal was that? Pochettino getting the players fit. Like, break it down for us a little bit, Ricky, because I think I've heard many a time that you say he's one of your favourite managers that you've had coaching you and getting the best out of you. So how brutal was it?
Yeah, it was you love it, and it was a lot of football, but there was a few days where I was broke. It was I was physically and mentally broke, and there was no sympathy. There's no sympathy, especially from Jesus. Jesus is like ruthless. And even if you're injured, he questions you. He looks at you as if to say, "Are you?" And it was just on another level. And like I said, if you could get through it, it made you stronger. But there was many times where I honestly thought, I can't do this. I honestly can't do it. And I think I told a few people to do one. In other words, because I just had enough. I just had enough a few times, and you just think you're not going to get through it. That's how hard it was. But you just got to. I just kept on going. It
sounds like there was no relenting for the players.
No.
But Poch got the best result. That was peak Pochettino, wasn't it, at that era?
It certainly was. And what about that goal from Ads in that game, Rick? I mean, what was it like to play alongside Adam? I would have loved to have done.
Mate, honestly, I got an assist for that as well. That went down as an assist.
It's not about you, mate. It's not about you. This question's about Adam. Come on.
I can just remember him going, starting it off the run and coming out wide to the left, and it was I couldn't really. I didn't really know what he'd done at first to get past the defender, but the shoulder badge on the next one to put the ball back in front of him. And then he was the right side of both of them. I can just remember thinking, oh my word, how's he done that? And then I just knew he was going to score. As soon as he got past them
Yeah.
two defenders there, I knew he was going to score. I knew he wasn't going to look for a pass. I knew he was just going to pass into that far corner. But Ads was capable of that. What I used to love, Matt, is pinging the ball into him and it looking like he'd let it go. And then at the last second, he would just control it with the studs and do a back turn with his, and he'll be away.
Yeah.
And he used to do it all the time. It was brilliant.
Have you got any favourite stories that you could tell about Adam Lallana that are clean enough for early doors, that are appropriate for the show?
No, he was a great character, Ads. And I can remember the first season we got to the Premier League, we were struggling. The things what were happening in the Championship weren't happening in the Premier League. And I can remember Monday Night Football had just started, and it was Gary Neville and someone else talking about us and how naive we was and what we should do to change it. And we had the meeting on the Monday, and Ads brought it up to Nigel. Thought it'd be a good idea, like as if to say, why don't we do what Gary Neville's saying, something like that. And Nigel just like lost it. Anyway, you want me to? Sorry, I saw that. You want me to?
I said keep it clean, Ricky.
Yeah, sorry. You want me to do what a pundit's saying on TV? And Ads just basically went, yeah. What he's saying, spot on. And it just, the meeting exploded because then other people started like backing Ads and the coaches were backing Nigel. And it went on for 2 hours, over 2 hours the meeting went on for. And it was supposed to last 15 minutes. It was supposed to be kind of a cheer up meeting. But I think the players it was like a crisis. I think the players brought on the crisis meeting and it was Ads who instigated it. And after that, the air was clear. It was brilliant. And it was probably one of the defining moments of that season. And I do put that down to Ads. That's what Ads is capable of. And when I talk about Ads, everyone likes to talk about his ability, his skill. But I always talk about his character. He has a captain's character. And that was an example of what he was capable of.
So how nice is it now then to see him back here coaching? And I'm guessing from that, you probably thought that was a route that he was going to go down?
Yeah. I was saying a couple of years ago, it's like Ads, keep an eye out on Ads because the managers he's played under and the mentality that he's got, I just thought these are a possibility there of a really, really good coach if he wants to go down that route, which I thought he probably will. But this avenue at Southampton wasn't there yet, and I was like, "Where is it going to be? Where's that avenue going to be?" And then he moved to Brighton. Then I kind of thought it'll be at the Saints. It'll be at the Saints. I knew something would happen, and I made up. He come back, Matt. I made up, and as you know, me and you was devastated with like the reaction of the fans to him and the way it kind of ended the first time. So we were desperate for him to reconnect with the Saints fans because he loves the Saints fans. It always has. So I hope that has kind of reconnected now and like the love for each other has come back to the way it was.
Oh, I love that. Ricky, there were so many great players in that team, but what about the other two goal scorers that day, Morgan and Davo? What were they like?
Brilliant. I mean, Morgan loved a night out, which I did. So we got on quite well in that aspect. And even though he didn't speak the best of English when I first came to Southampton, he had a great kind of infectious character, which I really, really liked. And it was nothing like I'd ever come across before. Obviously his background and where he grew up and stuff like that, I was starting to come across these players for the first time, and it was brilliant. It was brilliant for me. And then watching him develop as a player. I remember Alan Pardew, he couldn't tackle Morgan to begin with. He was scared. He wouldn't put a header in, and then I think Alan Pardew got hold of him, and League One got hold of him, and it soon shaped him into the player that the Premier League saw, which was probably for his defensive capabilities, which was incredible turnaround from what I'd seen anyway, because it was his technical ability, what was his best. And Steve Davis, I mean, Davo, I used to love him in the number 10, but he could easily do the 8. But when he was the number 10, I knew for a fact he doesn't wait. He didn't wait on the ball. As soon as he broke that line, he's looking to pass you the ball. So that's why I loved playing with Davo. But again, we had such a good core of lads, and we used to go out together quite a lot. And Davo and Morgan was definitely one who was always there. So it was brilliant.
Just going back to Morgan Schneiderlin for a second there, Rick, you mentioned there that he didn't speak much English when he first came. So when he did start speaking English, well, how much longer after that did it take him to understand you?
I remember when I first came and I was training, and I used to swear a lot. In training I used to swear a lot. And I think he looked at me one time and I was swearing and I was aggressive and I was like just trying to pull them together. And I think he looked at me a little bit scared. I think he was a little bit scared by me, which I kind of got onto. I thought I've got to calm myself down here. But yeah, I said, Morgan, how did you learn English? And he went, the movies. He used to watch the movies in his little apartment by himself. And that's how we learned English. It's incredible, isn't it?
Brilliant. It's quality. There's a player that wasn't around for too long at the club to learn perfect English, was Danny Osvaldo. What was he like to play with? There's a smile on your face, Ricky. What was Danny Osvaldo like?
Oh, do you know what? Off the pitch, I loved him. I loved him. And even on the pitch, we would never play together much on a Saturday. But in training, we connected really, really well. Again, he was on my wavelength, so I would look for him. He would look for me. But once he crossed the white line, and he wasn't the only player come across like this, but when he crossed the white line, his head would just switch into another player. So the loving, charismatic person in the dressing room, and he was a singer. He was lovely. He would turn into a psychopath once he crossed the white line. And we used to play against the 18s quite regularly, and the 18s wanted to make a name for themselves. They wanted to show the manager how good they was. So the challenges were quite feisty. And sometimes you would have to tell them, calm down. Danny wanted to kill this one lad this time, and I had to drag him off.
Speaking,
yeah, metaphorically,
yeah.
For legal purposes.
Yes, I think he grabbed him, and we could see the temperament he had. This was pretty early doors, and then obviously it went on to escalate with Jose, and it was a shame it ended like that for all parties. It was a very tough time for the club. It just exploded, and I think obviously because there was no resolution between the players, something had to give, and Danny was the one who had to go. But off the pitch, honestly, a really, really lovely fella, really loving, charismatic fella.
And what a goal against City. Oh. I'm just going to throw it out there. What a goal against City.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
Not at all. We're hoping for another scoreline against Hull this weekend,
yes,
Ricky.
Please.
So we're going to have some more memories from you now, if you don't mind. We're going to take you back. So are you sitting comfortably, Ricky?
Let's go.
Okay, here we go then. You joined the club in 2009. What were your memories of that transfer?
Well, I remember it struggling to go through, and I kind of had the sense, and it was come across that Nicola was a very tough negotiator, and he was ready to move on to the next player. It was only for Pardew who kind of waited, so I had to go in and push the deal through, and then going into the dressing room for the first time and just relieved. I was massively relieved. Not that I left Bristol Rovers, but I was finally at a club that I felt was matching my ambitions.
Nice. Now, your old boss from Bristol Rovers, Paul Trollope, is now the assistant manager here. So what sort of role did he play in your career?
No, he's brilliant for me, Matt. I think he was the first one who started introducing the new kind of the health benefits and the stretching and the how to look after your body. And he was trying his best at Bristol Rovers. I paid no attention to him whatsoever. But because I was scoring for him, he let me off. He was I was the only one who he would allow me to just do what I wanted. But when I was at Bristol, he was very new to management. He was learning his trade. He had Lenny Lawrence there to help him. But I remember on the training pitch, he was very structured. His training sessions were very good. And I loved playing for him. So that's why I signed for Cardiff the second time, was because of Trolls. Great manager, great fella. So when I heard he joined Southampton, I thought it was a great combination. I went to see him at Luton as well with Rob Edwards, and I seen how well he was doing there. Them two together was absolutely brilliant. So if we can get that type of relationship with Wills, then I think it'll be brilliant for the club. I can't see it clicking.
Well, that is good to hear. Talking of goals that you scored at Bristol Rovers, you scored quite a few on your first season for the Saints. Just take everybody back. The team started that year on minus 10 points in League One, and ultimately missed out just on the playoffs. But you scored 36 goals for the club.
Wow.
And won the Johnstone Spain Trophy. How big of a season was that?
It was amazing, and it was quite deflating in the same time, because even though we were on minus 10 points, every single player, well, not straight away, but after a while, we were determined that we were going to sneak into the playoffs. And if we sneaked into the playoffs, we were definitely getting promoted. And I can just remember Huddersfield just winning and winning and winning at the last. And we honestly thought we were going to get into the playoffs, and it never ended up happening. So that was the deflating part of it. But the JPT gave us a little taste of what this club was about. And it gave me a realization of how big of a club I'd just joined and what was to come.
I tell you what, he mentioned Huddersfield there, didn't he? If he'd have stopped celebrating and showing the back of his name to that Huddersfield bunch, they would have been so riled up and gone up the table. I know, that's your fault, Ricky, that one. Some great memories there at the Johnstone Spain Trophy.
Now, how special, Rick, were the 2 seasons that followed that? I mean, back-to-back promotions was a pretty unique achievement.
Yeah, no, it was highlights of my career. Getting a part of a squad, a core group of lads who connected so well to go up 2 promotions. I think it was brilliant. Now, like I said, I've always the appreciation I have got for Nigel for doing that will always be there. He got the best out of us. It took him a while. He was under a lot of pressure under Nicola. Nicola wanted him to play total football, and it took us a while to do that, because I think Pardew seen the strength in going long to me, and it worked quite well. But I think the bigger picture and getting the best out of everyone else was what happened and what we seen. It took a while for the confidence in the players to play out from the back, but once that clicked in, there was no stopping us. I think it was halfway through the second season under Nigel, and it just clicked. And then we went on a run which lasted until we got to the Premier League. It was brilliant.
Yeah, but you proved a lot of people wrong there, because there were some doubts that you'd be able to do it in the Premier League, and you managed to do that. That must have been very satisfying for you.
There was doubts that I could do in the Championship. Massive doubts that I could do in the Championship. So I can remember that being a bigger point to prove for some reason than the Premier League, because once I smashed the Championship, then I think the questions had calmed down a little bit, and I think everyone could really start to believe that I could actually do a job in the Premier League. But before the Championship, no one, and I include hundreds other managers, they all thought I was too slow, too big, not technically good enough. They just thought I was a big target man. So I was hungry to prove everyone wrong, and I was at the perfect club to do it.
Well, I personally can speak as being a fan going to away games. I remember Leyton Orient away. It was a 2-2 to equalise. We all stormed the pitch. Just those moments for me as a Saints fan to go and watch, and then just always feeling relief that we got Rickie Lambert. I had the same when I was even younger, with Matt Artist being there as well.
Is that right?
It is right,
You're that
actually.
old?
No, yeah, I know I'm that old. But just the fact that we had you there is amazing for all those goals. However, we're still a little bit heartbroken. Can we just quickly touch on the fact that you left the club? Rickie, can we just talk about that one?
Yeah. No, I did envision staying at the club and retiring. That's what kind of I'd settled into. And the only thing what was kind of pushing me away from doing that was Amy, my wife, was kind of. She was like, no, I don't want to retire here. I want to retire down up north. But I was like settled in myself that I'm done. I don't want to move. I was happy. Things kind of started to change with my relationship with the hierarchy at Southampton. So when Liverpool came in, it wasn't just like, oh, Rickie's moved to his beloved club. There was a little bit more behind that move, and I think Matt knows a little bit more than most. So when Liverpool came in, I did say to Les Reed, listen, I do want this to go through, but it was the understanding what I was leaving behind as well. It was a nerve-wracking moment for me. There was a lot of things going on, a lot of things. I was leaving Southampton, I was joining my boyhood club, and I was in the World Cup squad. So there was so many things going on. All the media wanted a piece of me. My family and friends were amazed what was going on. It was a very surreal few years to be honest. And I can look back in hindsight now and say, obviously, it didn't go well. I wish it would have stayed, but I would have sat here in more regret, thinking what could have been. At least I went to Liverpool. It didn't work out. I'd prefer that than retire at Southampton and always think I could have played for Liverpool.
Well, you played under a couple of really successful managers in your career as well, mate. What do you take from each manager that you played under who was really good?
I think very rarely do you come across a manager who's tactically excellent and man management excellent. I think Potter's the only one I've come across in my career who was that. Roy Hodgson's man management was one of the best I've come across. Pardew's man management for me personally was brilliant. Nigel Atkins' ability to get on everyone's side, so the staff included, so the staff loved him, the staff felt appreciated by him, so then they pumped across his message to the players. That was kind of a great way of doing it. And Brendan Rodgers' tactical side, like his training sessions, the way he would focus on formations, it was fascinating. Do you know what I regret, Matt, is that I didn't really look into it more. I was so just focused on myself, on my own game, what I'm going to do at the weekend. And I just turned up to training. I'd paid no attention to what formation we were playing, what I had to do defensively. I had no interest. It was like, who are we playing? What am I playing? Right, that's all I needed to know, Matt, and that's all I cared about. I look back now and I wish I would have noticed the little details of what the managers were doing to get the best out of everyone.
Yeah,
Fair points.
Yeah, it's great to get to know Mr. Sir Rickie Lambert today. I got a few absolute gem questions coming your way in just a second, Rickie, but I've got to ask, what was your best goal for the club?
The best one was me volley against MK Dons away.
Yeah, I remember that. Was that part of a hat trick?
Yes, that was my third. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, no, that was a terrific game. And the best game that you played in for the Saints? One that sticks out for you?
It was probably the first game in the Premier League. Man City
You've picked
away.
a defeat just because you scored. That's disgusting. What's the matter with you?
Yeah. No, for my goal mainly. I'm not going to lie. and getting to the Premier League, Matt, and getting the first game under my belt. I think the journey I'd been on personally to get there was like a big achievement, but for the journey that we've been on as a club as well, and then to push them so close, it was a massive game.
A lot of fans have obviously thought about your penalty prowess, Rickie, and Matt, of course, yours. We always wanted to see a penalty shootout, and at one point, the Kelvin Davis testimonial, it happened just over that way for us at the St Mary's ground, just down there on the pitch. So I'm curious to know, how much would you have liked to play alongside each other in the same team, if that was possible? Because we saw what happened. It doesn't matter who won that night, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But how much would you have liked to have played up top with each other, or having that striking prowess between you?
Do you know what Matt was? Matt was a mix between me and Adam Lallana, I think. So he was like, what me and Adam Lallana brought to the team, Matt was probably both of us in one. So to have it, imagine having Matt alongside us as well. I mean, we would have been unstoppable.
Yeah. That would have been a pretty formidable front three.
Pretty amazing, to say the least.
I mean, with me and Adam supplying him, you'd have got about 60 goals a season. Obviously, you'd been challenging Dixie Dean for that record.
What did you like about Rickie's game, Matt?
Well, for those years, when we went down and we had the back-to-back promotions, when I came to St Mary's, I came to watch Adam and Rickie. No disrespect to all the other great players that we had at the time, but they were the ones that I came to watch. They were the ones that got me on the edge of the seat. I think for me as a football fan, you got value for money. Obviously, I wasn't paying for my ticket, but
So you got a lot of value. You got extra value.
I got extra value. But people who are paying money to come and watch that team at those times and see those guys at the peak of their form. That was absolutely amazing. They were always my two favourite players. Probably, actually, I retired. I mean, it's 23 years since I've retired. They're still, to this day, the two favourite players that I've watched at St Mary's since I retired.
Well, on behalf of Matt and myself and everyone, every Saints fan, thank you very much, Rickie. I'll get your final thoughts on what it means to have played for the Saints, if you could sum that up.
It's hard. It's hard to explain. It changed my life in every way possible. It gave me all my wildest dreams and beyond. Financially, it secured me and my family. I scored for England, and the interviewer put a mic in my mouth, in my face, and he said, "Is there anyone you want to thank?" And I thanked Southampton, and I'm so happy I did, because everything I achieved, England and everything, was because I joined Southampton. So I can't thank the club enough.
Oh, love
Perfect.
that.
I'll tell you what, early doors, it's got emotional, and I love it. I'm here for it. I've got a lot of time for that. Thank you so much, Rickie. A brilliant guest. Please stick around, though, because we have got next on Early Doors, Game of Opinions.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know how it works, because I'm going to throw it over to Rocket. Rocket, how does Game of Opinions work? Remind us, please.
I just get one question, don't I? Is that
That's
the
it?
bit?
Yeah,
just get one
that's
question.
basically it, yeah.
So
One
my
question.
question this week is, Matt, Rickie, you were great goal scorers, but what was the greatest goal you ever saw from a fellow Southampton teammate?
Ooh, good question.
Wow.
I'm going to give them time to think. This question does not apply to me as a fan who's often paid for his ticket.
A real fan, a proper fan.
I saw Kevin Davis scored an amazing goal at Goodison Park.
Oh, was that the amazing one?
He picked up the ball like on the halfway line, right by the dugouts, and literally just dribbled past everyone who came in his way, and then side-footed it in the bottom corner. It was a superb goal, actually. That was one of the better. I mean, there's probably got to be
another player.
There's a lot more.
Sort of broke my heart for leaving. £7.5 million leaving.
Came back though.
No, I know. Then so
For a lot less than £7.5 million as well.
Still an amazing goal.
But that was an incredible goal, yeah.
Yourself, Rickie, any that stand out?
Can you remember we had Thomas?
Was it against Ipswich?
Yeah.
Whoa, Tom, knowledge.
That's knowledge.
What?
Yeah.
Can I just say, I'm fully behind this. Rickie, please tell what this goal was like.
I mean, I can't believe he took the shot on first. I was going mental that he was even thinking of taking the shot on. but he's on the right-hand side. The ball's come across. He's had a touch, belted it, and it's swerved right outside, right into the far top corner.
Wow.
And then he's ran away backwards and done a great celebration as well. And I just remember thinking, wow, that's one of the best goals I've ever seen.
Oh, amazing.
I was in the Northern that day, Ricky, and I didn't expect, no one expected him to hit the ball. I was when Roy Keane was manager of Ipswich. I think it finished 2-1 that day, and I've tried to look for that goal several times to watch it because it was that spectacularly, like, no, they don't shoot. It was the Cucina Martina, that goal. You're like, don't hit.
Not from
and then,
there.
And then all of a sudden you're like,
What are you doing?
what? Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. Good choices. We'll have to dig them out.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah,
Another person for the show. Isn't that our teacher, Wayne Thomas? Anyway, we've got facts and stats. We haven't got time.
Excellent knowledge, Tom.
Excellent knowledge. Rickie Lambert, thank you for
What a
sharing.
guest.
And also,
What a guest.
before that, Rocket, love that
Good
question.
question.
Oh, cheers,
Good
guys.
That was a
question.
solid
Well done on
question.
that.
Yeah.
No worries, mate.
Yeah.
Rickie Lambert on Early Doors. Thank you so much for joining us.
Nice one, fellas. Nice one.
I'm too emotional. Can we have a break now? Is that all right?
Yeah, we can have one now.
Because I wanted one earlier, but
Yeah,
we
we
can't
can have one now.
All right, we're going to have a break. When we come back, we will have Taking on the Tears.
Oh, it's a big one.
All right then, Matt, it's the moment that you get most nervous about, more so than South Coast Derby. It is Taking on Latish.
Come on, Matt.
Can I say a little bit about what happened just before the record today? You've been prepping. You said, I'm ready for my quiz today. You've come in fighting. You're 2-1 down.
I'm 2-1 down. I try to do some homework, but it's really hard to try to do homework when you don't know what the questions are going to be.
So what were you reading into? Was it encyclopedia, botanical reading?
I don't know. Well, I mean, a lot of the questions have been Saints-based history teams
Sure.
from the past,
Yeah.
so I've kind of had a look at some, big games that we've
He's
played in the
clever.
past,
He's smart.
He's a smart guy.
and had a look at what teams were playing just to refresh my mind because
Okay.
it's a long time ago.
He's a winner.
He is a winner.
isn't
He's born a winner. He's
Got to
competitive.
try and do some prep.
I know, 2-1 down, and he doesn't like that.
I will tell you within a second of the question whether it's in my ballpark or not.
All right, well, if you're listening or watching along, make sure you get ready to get into this one. Rocket, you have the whistle.
I've got the whistle.
When that goes, do you want me to use my Garmin?
Yeah.
Seeing as club sponsor, do you want to use the Garmin? I'll tell you what, I'll time
Garmin,
it.
have they not been in touch
Shameless.
yet?
Not with me. This was a
And have
Christmas
we heard
present.
from Garmin yet at all?
She's not sure. No. Okay. Well, I'm sure they're listening.
Said
so
80, golf,
it's just on the sleeve. of the-
rangefinder.
Yeah, the shirt. So I'll tell you what, I've got the Garmin. I'm ready with 30 seconds. Rocket's ready. Matt, I will read you the question. You'll have 30 seconds to give me as many possible answers as you can. And then for Taking on a Test, we'll see whether fans can do any better. When you're ready, Rocket.
3, 2.
Oh, whoa, hang on. Actually. Sorry, it's been so long. I'm ready. Here we go. Okay, your question this week, Matt, is Rickie Lambert. What? Theme of the day. Famously scored on his England debut against Scotland in August 2013. In 30 seconds, name as many players as you can who featured in the England squad that night alongside Rickie Lambert. Yes, we're going back 12 years. It is quite a long period of time. Here we go. Doesn't look like it's in his ballpark. When you're ready, Rocket.
Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, oh my God, Ashley Cole, John Terry, Rio Ferdinand, Gary Neville. I don't know how old he is. Who else have we got? Darren Bent. Darren Bent, was he still playing? Blimey. I'm struggling here badly.
Come on, mate. What about the goal? What about in goal? Come on.
We got.
Oh my word,
that was
brutal. That was brutal. I felt that. That was
hard.
That's a hard question.
See, I'm doing Saints prep, not England.
He's researching the wrong
I've had
thing.
an absolute shocker there.
How many is that? I'm just checking over there. Okay, well, look, it's
There's that many.
it's a magic number. And it's 3. But also 3's a crowd. And I'm looking ahead into the future how many fans were involved in this. And that it feels like the theme of the day. 3 Saints fans taking on this question. Are you ready to find out if you are going 3-1 down or taking a 2-2 draw? Let's find out. It's taking on a
How
test.
long ago? 12 years.
Hi, I'm Lewis.
Hi, I'm George. Hi, I'm Spencer.
And we're taking on the
Tiz.
Bruni.
Park.
Jagielka.
Yeah, Ashley Cole, maybe.
Gerrard.
Lampard.
Joe Hart.
I said that. Joe Hart.
Joe Hart.
Jesus. God. Kieran Gibbs. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Theo Walcott.
Yeah.
Daniel Sturridge.
Ben
Maybe,
Sturridge.
yeah. Jesus. Wow. I can't think of any others.
You don't have to think, mate. You've cruised it.
And that is time, lad.
Oh, they absolutely smashed it.
I don't know what to say. Brutal question,
You knew
actually.
it wasn't in my ballpark from the second you saw my face, didn't you?
I know, but it's out of all those players, you've got the players. I'll give you the list there. That won't help you now, but just the list to give you there. Just have a look. And he's like John Ruddy. That would have been a difficult one.
Wow,
That would have.
cool,
That
wouldn't
would have been.
it?
That would have been the 1% getting that one.
Oh, Wayne Rooney. Ooh.
Wayne Rooney.
How did I not get that?
Okay. Any particular players there you played golf alongside? Just out of curiosity, because you recently, not that long ago, played with some absolute legends of the game in a game of golf recently. Night. So
I've
Alex
played
Ferguson.
in the same golf day as Theo. No, I haven't played with any others actually.
I was just trying to
I
get
don't
to
think so.
smile after going 3-1 down in taking on
It's a long
the
season.
It's a long
marathon, not a sprint.
Thank you very much.
Comebacks on.
Well,
As
sadly,
you know, I wasn't very good at sprinting.
I'll tell you what a way to end the show. Matt Lattis, it's been an absolute pleasure having Sir Rickie Lambert on the show. That's the early doors done for this week. I'm
so
sad. No, I'm
soon.
sad. But we have
always
to.
sad to finish.
It
It's
is.
always
It
so
is
sad.
sad. But we'll be back soon with
will.
another star guest on the show. So I'm really looking forward to it. In the meantime, make sure you're watching, telling everybody about the show, and I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Have a nice cup of not coffee in your situation, Matt. Well, that's it. We will see you next time on Early Doors. And don't forget.
Come the Saints! Super Saints!